This time around we have another Defender Classic 210, and this one, just like the previous car, came from France. Now, France has north and south, and based on the condition of this car and how the underneath looks, I would say this car had to be from the south maybe. Car has no rust. Now, if you look at these frames here, this is what always rusts on these things. There's a name for it, and you can see this is all nice and original, and there is no rust there. Now, one thing I do have to tell you is this thing was covered in mud, and if you look out there, there's still so much mud on this thing. I don't think this was an off-road vehicle in terms of, you know, people taking it off-roading, but I think this could have been like a farm car because our detail guy, he already knocked off a lot of dirt, a lot of sand, and a lot of it is still left on the car. But as far as rust, again, you don't really see anything. There is some surface stuff, such as that thing that just kind of clears, but all your frame rails, all your floorboards look very, very good. And if you look at that, that is all original, and obviously your frame rails, they look really, really good actually. We have never seen one of these with a rear self-leveling system, but apparently that's what that is. You got like a sphere here, and then you got this weird heavy-duty shock that looks like it could be an air or hydraulic. I don't know, but this is the first time we actually see that. Everything looks good. Again, here's another view on the frame rails and your other floorboards. Also, we are replacing all 4 tires. Rear tires actually are pretty decent, but they're old. I don't think this thing's been driven a lot. All the mileage or the kilometer readings are documented. Now, as far as the mechanicals, if you know these cars, you know they always have some seepage from the engine. This one is no exception, but it's actually not a lot. That car is set inside, and I don't really see any dripping on the floor from where the car was sitting. So that all looks pretty good. If you look at the transfer case, it's just covered with mud that just stuck to it. But again, really no leaks from it, and it looks decent as well. The car drives very nice. I would say this is the most civilized Defender Classic that we've had. It's actually comfortable. It pulls pretty strong. Somebody disconnected EGR, so I do believe the car may have a tune because when you really get on it hard, you will see some smoke coming out of a tailpipe, which is usually an indicator that there is some kind of a tune down on a diesel. But it does drive very nicely, pulls strong. You will get new tires, and it is on the lift now for an oil change. Again, very nice and rust-free example of Defender Classic with the long wheelbase.